Imagine you to go and create your own worksheet, i.e. spreadsheet that has all the information for a table that I want you to graph. Okay, we're going to go through 3 different types of tables and we're going to see what comes out of it. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on, go to your main Google Sheets. So go to the main Google website. So you go to google.com, boom. Then what you're going to do after you're inside here, you're going to go to Sheets. And inside Sheets, what you're going to do now is you're going to create your own blank sheet. All right. Inside your blank sheet, I'm going to give you something similar to what we did before. Jason sells books. His books cost about $20 for each book. Okay. Create a table and a graph that shows the cost of books. All right, so remember, it costs $20 for each book. So imagine I'm going to have a thing called number of books, and I make a table that has the number of books. So I'm just going to put that here, number of books, and then the cost. So if I have 0 books, it costs me $0. But if I have 1 book, it's going to cost me $20. If I have 2 books, it's going to cost me 20 plus 20 is 40. Okay, and then 3 books cost 60, and then 4 books is 60 plus 20, which is 80, and then we have 5 books, 100. Okay, so now, how do we remember? We talked about tables before, right? So remember, we talked about tables before, and remember, tables just have information for us, and it's all organized, right? Where this part kind of looks like this. Now you'll notice if I click this, allows us to create a set of borders, which makes this spreadsheet look like a table. Okay, each of the cells that I have on here are now bordered by a line. Now, if I want to emphasize the fact that something is the title for a specific column, what we have to do is we have to highlight the 2, so drag across, and then we click B to bold it. Now, if I want to create a bar graph, so you remember bar graphs, right? Bar graphs were something that looks like this. Watch here. You want to go and create your own bar graph. You want to highlight all the information that we have for our chart. Now, once you've highlighted all your information for your chart, what you have to do is you have to, ready, insert, and with your table selected, you're going to hit chart. And when we select chart, this program will give us the opportunity to use line charts, or look at that. Isn't that a column chart? That's also known as a bar chart. So let's use that. And that, once I click it, creates our bar chart. And you'll notice this is a valid bar chart because we have a title. We have a title on the top. We have a title for the right side, and we have a title for the bottom side. And each one of the individual number of books is represented, and each of their number of costs for the book is represented along the y-axis. And guess what? We are done. It's as simple as that. That is how you can create your own charts, your own graphs, and make sense of what the heck's going on. You can actually be asked questions about it. And that's what our next topic is. Now, here's the last thing I want you to do. When you create your spreadsheet, you'll notice that your spreadsheet is set up in such a way that it just says Untitled Spreadsheet. You're going to make a thing called My Graphs, and then you're going to give me the question number or graph number of what assignment that you're working on. So this, let's call this books sheet. So when we call the book sheet, if I want to actually go into this, I can actually click on the different tabs. So, you know, like with Google, you have access to different tabs when you open up Google Chrome, right? Think of Sheets as having tabs as well. So now imagine we have just created a bar chart, okay? A bar chart now, or a bar graph. So imagine if I wanted to create a circle graph. Let's go and add a new sheet instead of making a brand new sheet, making a brand new document. So we're going to make our new thing. We're going to call this circle. Let's call this expenses. All right, so I could call it expenses sheet or just expenses, right? So imagine I have expenses over the month. Okay, so in the month, I pay for my car. Mr. Simpson also pays for his internet. Internet. I have food. I have, Netflix. And I have, after Netflix, what do I have? National, Amazon Prime. Okay, now each of these things have different costs. So maybe I drive to work every month and it costs me a total of $120 in gas. So I'm going to call this the cost column. And the internet costs me, say, $100 a month because I need the fastest internet to teach you guys. Then my food costs me every month $300 because I love to eat. I really love to eat, and I also support my brother and mother. I give them money for food as well. And then I also have, say, $15 for Netflix. And then I also have my Amazon Prime, which costs me, let's say, $12 a month. Now, just like before, we're going to make a table. So let's go and make our table. And now we have, boom, click our border, select all the borders. Then we're going to highlight just the top. So you notice, click once, drag across, and then you hit Control B or you click the bold button. Now that I've got all my information organized for my expenses for the month, what I can do is I can highlight all the information for my table. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my spreadsheet to go and create a chart for me. And then from there, I can select a pie chart. So you just go and click the type of chart that you have. Boom. It goes and tells you what kinds you want. If you want any others, you can select different ones. So maybe I want a pie chart that looks like this, or I want like a 3D pie chart. Hey, that looks good, right? And you can change it to any kind of chart that you want. But if I ask you for a pie chart, you should find one that's a circle. That looks like a circle. And then you'll notice that all of the information is here. There is no legend per se. If you wanted a legend, you're literally going to have to go and find it in this document. Okay, now the 3D pie chart is nice, but I like the good old pie chart. Now, label aggregate, yeah, okay. So, and that's it. The only thing that would be left with would be to customize. Now, remember, with a pie chart, one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that there is a legend. And the legend is set up. Yeah, the legend's set up because each one of these sections are showing, and each one of them has a name for each picture. All right, guess what? You're done. You've made your own graph. Now, if you want to change the title, you have to go to the customize part, and then inside the pie chart, you'd have to go to chart and axis titles, and you could change the title of your chart to be, instead of cost, maybe this is expenses over the month. And then when you hit that, now it shows up on your screen here. Now you could also just double click, and then sometimes you should be able to double click, but some programs don't allow you to do that. And that's it. The last kind of chart would be a line chart, and I'll do that in class with you. All right, that's it.